Hello everyone, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Saturday morning to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. I just simmed through the preseason and we are officially beginning Season 1, Episode 3 of our Sacramento Condors franchise. And we are in Week 1 and we're battling off against the Minnesota Vikings in Apple Stadium. That's the official name. I just searched it up. The company's based in Sacramento. Apple Technology. So the stadium will now be called Apple Stadium, and we will be battling off against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 1. So in the coming weeks, Week 2, we're going to be away in Chicago, and then Week 3, we're going to be at home against Houston. Week 4, we're going to be away, and then Week 5, we're going to be home. It's like the opposite Sundays, home, away, home. So without further ado, we'll see you guys at kickoff time for Week 1.
From Sacramento, California. It's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Joe Flacco and the Sacramento Condors versus Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
Alright, now it is kickoff time here in Sacramento, California, at the beautiful new stadium called Apple Stadium, as the Sacramento Condors kick it off as they are ready to play their first regular season game in franchise history. And as we see the Minnesota Vikings return, they get stopped at the 30, and we see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings stepping onto the field for the first time today. And now we're going to blitz on defense. So this will be a 1st and 10. They're at the 30-yard line. And now he's going to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook runs it in for 6 yards in. So this is now going to be a 2nd and 4 now here for the Minnesota Vikings. So Minnesota, they're going to run the ball with Dalvin Cook. And he gets stopped at the 37. Only gained about 1 yard on that play. So now this is going to be a 3rd and 13 here for Minnesota. And now Minnesota is going to throw the football. Pass turns out to be incomplete, but this will be a result of a 4th and 3 now. And we get to return the punt, and we got Patrick Peterson ready to return, one of our cornerbacks for this Sacramento Condors football team. So now he's going to return, and he will get stopped at the 36, but do not worry. Joe Flacco is going to step onto the field for the first time today in this episode. We do have Patrick Mahomes, luckily, and we're going to play him. We're only going to play Flacco in the first quarter, so just keep that in mind. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, and now we see Flacco throwing the ball to Larry Fitzgerald, who is also on our London Bulldogs franchise. So now he has 40,000 career passing yards, Joe Flacco. So now this is going to be a 1st down and 10 here for Sacramento. And now Sacramento, they're going to think about throwing the football deep. We have a super team this year, and he passes it to Marvin Jones Jr., and that, my friends, is a completed touchdown, 52 yards, and they now score their first touchdown in franchise history, and it's now going to be 7-0 here in Sacramento, California. Alright, now this is going to be 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line as the Minnesota Vikings hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook, and he only gains about 5 yards there on that play. Now it's going to be a 2nd and 5 here for Minnesota. So Minnesota, they're thinking about possibly throwing the ball, and they're going to throw it, and Kirk Cousins throws it. It turns out to be an incomplete one. By the way, 3rd and 5 now here for Minnesota. And they're at the 38-yard line. So now He does not want to get sacked, but unfortunately he does by Chris Jones, the former Kansas City Chiefs defensive lineman, and this will be a 4th and 13 now for Minnesota as they have to punt this away, and Patrick Peterson will be ready to return here for the Sacramento Condors. So Sacramento returns it. They get stopped at the 43-yard line. Look at those nice uniforms, by the way. They look so cool. So now we're going to use the stick pass play on 1st down and 10. And we're at the 43-yard line. So Flacco, he's ready to throw the football. He's going to pass it to A.J. Green, it looks like. And it is. So 3 for 3. 91 yards, though. 27-yard reception there by A.J. Green. As this will be a 1st down and 10 from the 31. So now he's going to look to throw, and that is going to be an incomplete. Flacco, 3 for 4, 91 yards there. So this is going to be a 2nd and 10. And we're at the 31-yard line. So 2nd of 10 now. From the 31, he's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. So this will be a result of a 3rd and 10 here for the Sacramento Condors. So Flacco, he's ready to throw the football. He's going to pass it to George Kittle. And to end the first quarter, he scores a touchdown for the Sacramento Condors. So that's a 31-yard touchdown there. And we'll see you guys in the second quarter. All right, now this is going to be a 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. This is the beginning of the second quarter, by the way. Sacramento leading it 14-0 at Apple Stadium. So now Dalvin Cook, he runs the ball. He did not lose nor gain any yards on that play. So now this is going to be a 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. And now Dalvin Cook runs it, and he only gained about 3 yards on that play. And now this is going to be a 3rd and 7 here for the Minnesota Vikings. So now Minnesota, they're thinking about throwing the football, and they do pass it to Dalvin Cook, but does he get that 1st down? Yes, he does. And Kirk Cousins gets his first completed pass of the football game. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line here for Minnesota. So they run the ball with Dalvin Cook, and he does get stopped at the 48-yard line. And this is now going to be a 2nd and 4. We'll see you guys after the 2-minute warning. All right, now this is 2nd and 4 from the 48-yard line here in Sacramento. And the Condors throw the football to Dalvin Cook there, and he does not get the 1st down. But they do get another chance on 3rd and 6. So 10-second runoff, and they throw the football that time. It's also going to be an incomplete pass. So this is going to be a 4th and 6. Still, Patrick Peterson is ready to return this punt here for this great Sacramento Condors football team. And they only had to relocate a few hours away. Because San Francisco to Sacramento, it's like maybe 4, maybe 5 hours, 3 to 5 hours, I'd say, at least. And now this is going to be a 1st and 10. Patrick Mahomes, one of my favorite quarterbacks. He's ready to throw the football. He has that superstar ability, so he's going to throw it, and he's going to run it into the end zone. It appears that he will jump on into the end zone, and we have our 3rd passing touchdown. So A.J. Green that time made that touchdown reception. And now this is going to be a 21-0 lead here in Sacramento, California. So look how deep Mahomes threw the football. He knows how to throw the football deep, and his receivers know how to just run it straight to the end zone, because the goal of football is to get more points and score more points in the end zone. So we'll see you guys when we are on defense. All right, now this is going to be a 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. And now Kirk Cousins, he gets sacked there by Malcolm Jenkins, the former New Orleans Saints and Philadelphia Eagles secondary there, made that sack on 3rd and 19 now here for Minnesota. So Minnesota, they want to get this 1st down seriously. They just want to play football seriously. and Dalvin Cook runs the ball, and that will be a fourth down. But we're going to take a timeout here. All right, 4th and 16 from the 25, 24 seconds to go in this game. We probably won't score another touchdown until this third quarter, but I just want to try to return the punt and possibly get it into the end zone. Apparently, that will not happen, and we will see you guys in the second half. Okay, it's second half. We're ready to return the punt, ready to return the kickoff. So Condors leading it 21-0, and we got Patrick Peterson ready to return the kickoff, the former Arizona Cardinal. He returns it, and he does get stopped at the 48-yard line there, as this will be a result of a 1st and 10, as we're at the 48. So now we're going to use the HB drive, and we're going to run the ball with Jordan Howard, the former Chicago Bears running back. So now I'm going to hand the ball off to Jordan Howard there, and he only gained about 2 yards, 3 yards, I'd say. And now we got TJ Yeldon, the former Jacksonville Jaguars running back, and we're going to hand the football off to him, and he does, in fact, gain a first down. So we have 13 offensive rush yards on two offensive plays. That's really good, by the way. And this is going to be 1st and 10 from the 40. And now I hope he breaks tackles, and he loses about 3 yards there on that play. So now that's going to be a 2nd and 13 now here for Sacramento. So we only got 2:29 left in the third quarter. And I'm going to throw the football there. And Mahomes throws his first incomplete pass. Keep in mind, he had 91 passing yards, just like his teammate Joe Flacco did in the first quarter for the most part. So it's now 3rd and 13. We don't want to make it 4th down if we do, and we don't actually. And George Kittle makes that incredible reception there. And we're at the 1-yard line, so I'm just going to run it in with Mahomes. I'm just going to do a pass play, and I'm just going to run it in with Patrick Mahomes there on 1st and goal, because we're only at the 1-yard line, so really. And we get a touchdown. So it will now be 28-0, because it will be 28-0 if you're doing the PAT. And we're going to attempt a 2-point conversion, and it will be 29 if we make it. If not, it will still be 27. Okay, now we only got 1:17 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. And now the Vikings are going to throw the football, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. So now this is going to be a 2nd and 10 here for the Vikings. And Minnesota, they're going to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook, and he loses about, I got to say, well, I'd say 1 yard, but it still says 3rd and 10, but I'm going to count it as he did not lose nor gain any yards on that play. So 3rd and 10 now. Kirk Cousins throws the football to Dalvin Cook, and he gets stopped down around the 49. And now this is going to be 4th and 4 here for Minnesota, as they have to punt this away, and Patrick Peterson will be ready to return the punt now here for Sacramento, and they punt this out of bounds, so they're at the 20-yard line. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10. We're going to use a YSL pass play on 1st and 10. So now we're going to throw the football with Patrick Mahomes, and I'm thinking about my receiver being AJ Green. And he actually caught it one-handed there that time. So he has 182 yards for some sort. So now this is going to be 29-0 here in Sacramento. The Condors are winning, and they are likely to win this first regular season game and our 3rd episode overall. So we're going to use a zone week for our offense. And now hopefully Jordan Howard can get a rushing touchdown in this football game. And now I got to hand the ball off to Jordan Howard, and he gets a first down, and he gets this into the end zone. And that is a touchdown here for Sacramento. 31-yard run, by the way, by Howard. And this will now be 36-0 here in Sacramento, California. So we'll see you guys when we're back on offense. We're going to take a break. All right, now we get a fumble recovery. And apparently this is C.J. Mosley just right before the 2-minute warning, gets a fumble recovery and gets it into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. He is in our Toronto, London, and I believe our Mexico City franchises. And now this is going to be a 43 to nothing lead here for Sacramento. And we're going to take another break, and we'll see you guys when we're back on offense. Oh, and we get our first INT in franchise history. Will this be returned to the end zone for a touchdown? The answer is going to be apparently yes. Devin McCourty, I think it was Jason McCourty. It could either be Jason or Devin, but I'm just claiming it's Jason. By the way, they both are identical twins, and they both share the same birthday, which their birthday is on August 13th. So that was a pretty interesting INT that we got, and apparently the ball was deflected, and then apparently Sacramento recovered and got it, claimed the INT and returned it to the end zone for a touchdown. So we'll see you guys when we're back on offense. All right, now this is 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. We're going to run the ball with Jordan Howard, and he uses a juke move there. Does he get the first down? Yes, he does. 5 rushes, 43 yards there. We're going to use some inside zone with TJ Yelton, as we are at 2nd and inches, by the way. So we're like a half yard away from getting a first down, and we apparently get that first down. And now we're going to use some close zone strong here on 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. And now he's going to run the ball, Jordan Howard, and he gets stopped at the 25. So 6 rushes, 45 yards. We're going to use the HB stretch, by the way, at the 25. So this will be a 2nd and 8 now, as we hand the ball off to Jordan Howard, and he gets out of bounds there at the 32. So we're going to use the HB stretch here for our offense on 3rd and 1. Hopefully we can get a first down by the end of this game. And if not, we will win this 50 to nothing in this big shutout here. So now there's 5 seconds to go. That was likely our final snap, and this is the final play of the game. So the Sacramento Condors win their first regular season game in franchise history, defeating the Minnesota Vikings 50 to nothing, and it's only week 1, so you'll see them win along the way throughout the regular season and possibly when they make it to the postseason. So with that being said, 50 to nothing, Condors did really, really good in this game. I'd have to say they played defensively really well. Minnesota had 2 turnovers, and they were both returned for Sacramento's touchdown. So I'll explain more about that when we get into statistics. So when we get into stats, Patrick Mahomes, 156.3 pass rating, 3 for 4, 182 yards, and 1 touchdown. Joe Flacco, 149.3 pass rating, 4 for 6, 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins, 28.5, 1 INT on the day. Rushing-wise, I got to say Dalvin Cook had 9 rushes, 29 yards, and no touchdowns on the day. Jordan Howard had 8 carries, 58 yards, and 6 broken tackles on the day. Receiving-wise, let's see. Marvin Jones and AJ Green both had over 100 receiving yards, so 118 for AJ Green with 1 touchdown. Marvin Jones Jr. for 101 with 1 touchdown. George Kittle, 2 receptions, 73 yards, and a touchdown. So defensively, let's take a look. So Chris Jones had 1.5 sacks. Malcolm Jenkins and Demarius Randall had 1 sack each. So Jason McCourty. So I was right. It had to have been a McCourty. So it was Jason. And CJ Mosley recovered it to the end zone, and they were both defensive touchdowns. So that wraps it up, everybody. We'll see you guys in the next episode.